Good morning, everybody. Myself, Acharya Vishvendra, and today I'm going to speak on adaptability, which is the art of brainwave frequency modulation. So let's start with that. Suppose this is a person and this is the brain of the person. So every human being, if alive, certainly must have got a brain. But there is something called as the mind. And this brain and the mind, it can be symbolically drawn as shown. They interact via these certain things which are called as the brain waves. You can right now feel the brain waves inside you. Just observe that what is connecting your mind and the brain. Isn't there something which can manipulate the brain to do specific things? Suppose I ask you a question that find x if x plus 5 is equal to 9. You must have realized that x is equal to 4. X is equal to 4. So you must have done something to reach up to this result. Now just observe that what happened to your brain. Your brain was busy in doing some other stuff before I ask you this question. And when I ask you this question, then who listened to the question? And what manipulated the brain to search for specific learnings? So you must have realized that brain is something different, mind is something different, and there is something which connects the mind and the brain, which we call as the brain waves. And life, as I have realized, is just a brainwave frequency modulation. At every time we are trying to adapt to the situations so as to get access to the higher brainwaves. Just observe the quest inside you, the driving force inside you of being better. There is something inside you which is not satisfied by the present, which want to experience pleasure, which want to experience better life, which want to experience better. And that better is the increase of the brainwave frequency. And adaptability is when you develop a system in which you synchronize your present and past for a better future. That's what meaning of adaptability is. So I hope you must have a feeling of the three entities: the brain, the mind, and the brain waves. So let's talk about the brain waves itself in details. So these brain waves, as per the experiments done by psychologists and neuroscientists, can be categorized in 5 distinct regions. These are the delta, theta, alpha, beta, and gamma. And the frequency ranges for delta is between 0.5 to 4 Hertz. For theta, it is from 4 to 8 Hertz. For alpha, it is from 8 to 12 Hertz. For beta, it is from 12 to 30 Hertz. and for gamma it is from 30 Hz to 100 Hz. Now you must be wondering what happens to the frequency when it is less than 0.5 Hz. So it corresponds to death. And obviously these frequencies maps with deep sleep. And deep sleep is reminiscent of the death itself. Because if sleep gets intensified, then that is equivalent to death itself. A dead body normally don't respond. Similarly, when you are in deep sleep, you don't respond. So it corresponds to death. And greater than 100 Hz, it corresponds to the liberation. And liberation corresponds to the state of mind when there is a term in Hindu mythology that Gyata, Gyan and Gay. These three things synchronizes. Let me to elaborate it. Till now you must have understood that you have a system in which you are receiving information regarding something. That something regarding which you have information is the Gay, to whom you are knowing through the information. And there is a certain information which is regarding the Gay, that is called the Gyan, the information regarding the Gay. And the consciousness inside you which is able to access it is the Gyata or the knower. Gyata is the knower, Gay is the known, and Gyan is the knowledge. So this is a triad of the three things: the knower, the known, and the knowledge. So if the frequency of the brain waves are able to reach beyond 100 Hz, then these three things synchronizes, and you are in a state of the absolute zero or the singularity which happened during the Big Bang. And you achieve something called as the Mahasamadhi or the Nirvana. And it also corresponds to the Sahasrara Chakra. When the consciousness reaches to the Sahasrara Chakra, that means at that specific moment, your brainwave frequencies are greater than 100 Hz. So that is a detail regarding the brainwave. Now let's talk about the functionalities of the brainwave, that what you can do during a specific brainwave. So let's start with delta. So delta, as I said earlier, it is concerned with the deep sleep. When you are completely relaxed and even dreams are not there. So it is nearly being dead. Then comes the theta. So theta brainwaves corresponds to the visualization or the thoughts, visualizing or the thoughts, and which are flicker thoughts. You are visualizing something, you are having thoughts. So that means at that specific moment, your brain waves are in theta. Then we have alpha. Alpha corresponds to meditative stage, creativity. Then we have this your beta. Beta corresponds to thinking, focused working, and at last we have gamma, which corresponds to ultimate focus and create and a state